Barely Operable, Episode 2. It was the sort of morning where even the flies seemed hungover. A thick haze clung to the corners of the cursed chutney pub, as though the walls themselves had witnessed too much and were now in the early stages of dissociation. The carpet squelched, the jukebox had been replaced with a flaming toaster, and Tina, the taxidermied temptress, had fastened herself upside down to the ceiling, holding a cardboard sign that read, "I'm foxed beyond repair. Someone call first responders." Nobody acknowledged it. They never did. Scene 1. Kaila goes mobile. Kaila, the 700-pound Panther-Jaguar hybrid who was roughly 84% muscle and 16% unwillingness, was horizontal in a beanbag so thoroughly conformed to her shape it now legally qualified as her spouse. 3 bazookas rested around her like loyal dogs, each decorated with worn stickers that read, "Snooze, then boom. Ask me about my nap schedule." She was shopping online. Her massive paws swiped lazily across a cracked tablet with such lethargy that one would assume her fingers were made of bricks. Grady leaned over, curious. He read aloud, "Shock-absorbing caster wheels for tactical beanbags, rated for 3,000 pounds and mild combat conditions." Kaila nodded. "They also come in gunmetal gravy or midnight beige," she muttered. "I'm trying to find a set that doesn't scream hostile but still whispers move or be moved." Grady blinked. "You realize you're designing what is essentially a recliner of war?" "Yes," she replied. "That's the dream." With the same energy one might use to cancel plans they never intended to honor, she scrolled past 5 more listings. "Oh," she whispered, clicking open a product page. "This one includes a built-in chilled drink holster and side-mounted missile ports." She added it to her cart without fanfare. "This is the kind of decision that changes your posture and your philosophy," she said. "Does it come with brakes?" "No, but I don't intend to stop." Scene 2. The great monocle escalation. Meanwhile, on the edge of the room where most structural support beams had given up, the DuckBill Fluffies had formed a tight, suspicious circle. Yolk had returned from a solo vision quest in the antique drawer behind the bar. On his face sat a shiny, glinting monocle, slightly cracked, undoubtedly stolen. "Observe," he announced, puffing his chest. "I now possess both cultural refinement and unfiltered rage." Craig, gang leader by vote, grit, and visible neck veins, sneered. "Glass on your face doesn't make you enlightened. It makes you a window." Deltron rolled his eyes and reached into his satchel of random loot, mostly bent forks, pocket lighters, and a crowbar. With a dramatic grunt, he pulled out 2 monocles. He fixed one on each eye like a duck-shaped Bond villain and declared, "I am now twice as learned, twice as furious. Call me bifocal wrath." Craig screamed and suplexed a stool. Quincy began duct-taping magnifying glasses to his bill. Yolk tried to double-stack monocles and gave himself a mild concussion. Deltron started quoting philosophy no one understood, especially him. The monocle arms race had begun. Kaila, still shopping, didn't even glance up. "Tell me when someone's wearing a telescope. Until then, this isn't news." Scene 3. Something's falling. It's not snow. Outside, Prague simmered in an uneasy kind of peace. Birds scattered. A bakery trembled. The sky dimmed, not with weather, but with a powdery snowfall that was too fine and too aggressive to be innocent. Inside the pub, Tina's sign fluttered slightly. "Is that snow?" Grady asked, peering through the cracked window. Craig ran his tongue across the air. "It's got notes of drywall, sadness, and hold up. Is that cocaine?" Grady leaned out the door. There was a hissing in the sky, like a broken espresso machine with ambitions. And then they saw it. A hot air balloon, wobbling, listing dangerously, trailing shredded tartan and powdered chaos. Above it, a silhouette, a large one, flailing, spinning, and descending at terminal velocity. Scene 4. Enter Hamish, from orbit. Hamish Thunderthrust fell from the sky like a meteor sent by a very sweaty god. His kilt flapped in perfect rhythmic bursts, releasing sonic booms with each bounce. Every third flap released more coke. He screamed the whole way down, "Freedom! Thighs! Kill the sky!" The landing was not elegant. It was biblical. He slammed into the cobblestone street outside the pub with a noise like the earth had been drop-kicked. Dust and powder erupted in all directions. Someone's pastry cart burst into flames. Hamish rose. He was shirtless, eyes dilated. The steroid needle still hung from his ass like a party favor. He snorted 3 lines off his own wrist and grinned wide enough to offend God. Did ye miss me, you wretched stale pieces of unseasoned chicken? Picklin! Mae arrived 2 seconds later, hovering in behind him on her Dyson-powered jetpack. She clicked once. No one knew what she meant. She clicked again. This time, even the clouds backed away. Hamish twerked once, and the blast from his kilt knocked over a trash bin. Epilogue. Tragedy. Redefined, Yolk now wore 3 monocles, taped into a triangle. He kept calling it the Illumini. Deltron had somehow stolen a jeweler's loop and taped it inside his monocles for clarity of soul. Quincy was wearing a microscope strapped to his forehead. Tina flipped herself upright, wagged her wooden tail and whispered, "I guess Hamish really made an entrance. Falling for Prague, huh?" Then, sky's the limit, unless you're full of drugs and kilted shame. Grady threw a salt shaker at her. Tina caught it, ate it. Kaila tapped a button. Her tablet dinged. "Order confirmed," she muttered. 2-day shipping. After that, I become unstoppable." Grady looked out the window. Another balloon was on the horizon. He strummed a chord so sad it made the air taste like regret.